close your eyes.
Reckon.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallant
close your eyes.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another Monday night. That's right. It means it's time for the Shake and Bake iRacing Cup Series presented by IROC TV through your favorite Roku device. Whether you've got a Roku TV or a Roku streaming deck, make sure you go on over to the streamer section of the channels. Search for IROC TV. It's the logo you see in the bottom left-hand side of your screen. Add it for free. All playbacks, live, whatever it is, all in beautiful, stunning 4K. Go on over, check it out. Again, completely free. Not only is the price of the channel free, but it is also 100% commercial free as well. Welcome, everybody, to the final race in the round of 12. That's right, we're talking about the Charlotte Roval. We're back in the Queen City, but this time it is not the Oval. We are going road course racing this evening for 49 laps. It's going to be a lot of fun. Qualifying already underway. Let's check in with these guys, find out exactly who at the end of the night will be on top of the scoring pylon. In the meantime, let's go ahead and bring that up for you so you know who is bad fast here in Charlotte, North Carolina this evening. Let's get on down with some of these guys. How about with the first car we pick up with, the 50 Melody Woodworks Camaro for Team FTR. That's right, it's John Honeycutt. Honeycutt right now, he's got a little bit of a hole to dig himself out of. He's 54 points behind the leader, Andrew Wisdom, sitting in P10. But the main fight tonight is going to be between P9, which is Ryan McCall. He's 46 markers back, and the two drivers from Team Frozen Toes Racing that are tied for 7th, 41 points behind. That's right, talking about the 34 for Jordan McGraw and the 23 for Jose Ruiz. How about Ryan McCall? We actually just picked up with him. Here he is. He's going to go ahead and get up to speed. This should be his flyer lap this time, getting through turn 1. Let it open up all the way towards that outside wall. Hug the inside wall coming through turn number 2. And now you got going through the inner loop. A double apex, hard right there. A lot of brake. Use the rumble strips if you can, just a little. If the car's a little too free, you'll have to let it just roll for a little bit right there. And again, completing the inner course of this track, just like Honeycutt. Little off-road for the 30 of Ryan McCall in his Shaboom Camaro. But here he is exiting the inner loop, back up on NASCAR 1, and going to go ahead and let it eat on the oval. Right now, John Honeycutt looks to be right about. Let me go ahead and reset this. Andrew Sanford, Honeycutt, Ryan McCall, Tom Harmon, Andrew Wisdom, who is fastest in practice, Luke Allen, and Matt Burgess. Those are some of the guys right now out here on track as we catch up with our points leader, talking about this number 51 Pennzoil machine for Andrew Wisdom. Usually when it comes to road courses, there's a lot of guys out here in Shake and Bake that say, you know what, let's just save the race, hand the 51 the trophy, and let's move on. Speaking of moving on, I'll show you the schedule for next week. Here we go. We're going to Las Vegas Motor Speedway, followed by Homestead, and then I believe that's Martinsville after that. So very packed round of 8 coming up. It's going to be a lot of fun. But first, we're gonna visit Sin City and see who's willing to lay it all out on the line. And whoa, is a 51 completely up on 2. Had to burp it for just a moment and then get back on it one more time. But even with that little bit of a burp, 1:19.82 is his lap time. Mr. Rosenbrook right now 1.65 seconds behind. Andrew Wisdom, of course, being on top of the boards. The man just went purple. Again, 1:19.82, 1:21.48 for Rosenbrook, 121.65 for Brody Falliker. This could be a great comeback track for the one. The man's been bad fast as of late. A little bit of a hiccup last week, but we'll see what he's capable of doing this week around. How about 37 of Andrew Sanford? Let's see, right now he's showing, this is his get up to speed lap. It looks like Dylan Robb, Jimmy Cocker, one of our chasers, also out here in this Virginia Tech number 31 with breast cancer awareness, I believe, on the hood. Cocker through the inner loop, back out on track. Right now, John Honeycutt, one of the guys I mentioned earlier, is right now sitting P7 on the scoring pylon. You saw the completion of Andrew Wisdom's lap. Brody Falliker, one of the chasers, Mr. Hamilton and Mr. Harmon, all inside the top 5. Have to see where this 31 slots in once his lap is complete. We'll see what this lap is going to bring here. Just a moment. Little bit of usage of the turtles through that final chicane, and it looks like the 31 will slot in. Actually, that was Jimmy Cocker's get up to speed lap. I'm kind of surprised he was using that much tire to get up to speed. Maybe just worried about maybe building up a little bit of heat in the tires. That way he was able to attack here on the second lap. We'll have to see how he slots in. We're going to go ahead and catch up, though, with Jose Ruiz in his Team FTR number 23. Jose Ruiz right along with Jordan McGraw. Again, 2 of the bubble drivers, both tied for P7, 41 points behind Andrew Wisdom, which as of right now is on pole. We'll have to see how it all sorts out when it's said and done, though. Jimmy Cocker still has yet to put up an official time. Looks like Luke Allen is also still out there. So Jose slowing it down again. This is his, I believe this is his get up to speed lap through the back half chicane. Going to get back on NASCAR Oval and try to carry as much momentum as possible. Justin Mons in his number 41 Camaro. He's also out there on track. Again, just kind of keeping up with a couple of the drivers that are going to be fighting all night long to make it into the round of 8. We'll see what happens here with the 23. But for now, let's go back, and looks like the 31, Jimmy Cocker, he slotted in P number 2, almost 8 full tenths behind Andrew Wisdom. Riley Rosenbrook, he's also 8 tenths. Jordan McGraw almost 9, and then 1 second or more from Falliker, Hamilton, Harmon, Gale, Honeycutt, Sanford, and Zappi. Definitely hear him downshifting into the back straight away. Boy, I thought he carried a little bit too much speed through there, but he was able to still make that right and then the left around where that wall sticks out. All right, 23 into the front stretch chicane, coming to the start stripe, avoiding the first set of turtles, barely touching the second set. And it looks like Ruiz right now is going to slot in P10. How about Justin Mons in his Gamer Advantage Bocconi Setup Shop number 41? Mons, this is his get up to speed lap. So we'll see what he's capable of doing here in the in his burner. Little loose there off the corner, down the downhill again, exiting the inner loop. Almost tagging that outside wall. Back end of this number 41 came very, very close. What the 41 seeing? Down to third gear, second gear. Little turtle there, little turtle there. Keep it off the wall. Grab the throttle as soon as you can, and then right back into it. Down to second gear, turn one, little loose there. But it looks like the wall was able to save him, and he's going to go ahead and just leave it at that. Honeycutt still out here trying to use up a last bit of qualifying to turn just a few more laps. Every lap counts. Every little bit of seat time counts, I should say. As Tom Harmon is also out here. He's coming through the front stretch chicane right at the start stripe. Last lap for him is 1:21.61 going into turn number one. It's very, very slow uphill, and that's going to tell me that qualifying is probably just about over. And yep, that is going to be it. So now we got a 10-minute warm-up, and I was able to reach out to Ryan McCall earlier and say, hey, Ryan, do you mind if I call? Do you mind if I mind if I call you? Yeah, mind if I pull you to talk about the race, maybe a little bit of strategy, what you think of the track, what your expectations are, or where you reasonably think you can finish tonight. Right now, Ryan McCall, I'll go ahead and pull up what the practice times were. Maybe that'll give us a little bit of hint as to how he's feeling about his car this evening. Again, Andrew Wisdom was fastest in practice. Ryan McCall was P16, right ahead of John Honeycutt and Frank Winnisett. So there's a lot of, I believe there's only about 20 drivers out here tonight, give or take, maybe one or two more. Usually, James Holzer and a couple others make their way in last minute due to their work schedule. So I have to see when he makes his way out. As far as points go, I mentioned a little bit earlier that Andrew Wisdom is on top of the points, 10 points over James Holzer. Tom Harmon right now sitting P3, 15 points back. Tom Flitcroft right now 21 point back. You're pretty safe to say that Andrew Wisdom automatically will move on. James Holzer will automatically move on as well through his win at Texas. Tom Harmon just 15 points back. You could pretty much say as once he starts the race, he is going to be good to go. Tom Flitcroft 21 behind the leader. Depending on how things go, he could have an issue tonight, or he could roll right on through to the round of 8 to match his car number. Jimmy Cochran at 31, just 2 points behind. Tom Flitcroft, 23 behind the leader. Francis Hamilton in that Team FIWB number 48. He's sitting 6th, 36 points behind Andrew Wisdom. Jordan McGraw for Team FTR in his number 34, right as well as the 23 of Jose Ruiz. Both share 7th spot, 41 points behind Andrew Wisdom. And then you get back to Ryan McCall right now sitting P9 in points, 46 points behind Andrew. John Honeycutt, 54 points in his Melody Woodworks number 50 for Team FTR. Andrew Sanford, 58 points behind the leader. And all the way back to Brody Falliker in that number 1. He's 59 points behind the leader. And that's a big shame for the one, because he had been having a lot of luck. He was really moving in the round of 16 and the round of 12. Very, very unfortunate that he's fallen so far back. That one has been bad fast. In fact, I'm pretty sure he's got a pair of runner-up finishes very early in the going. So there you see how your 18 drivers fared in the first practice. Andrew Wisdom was the man on top. Frank Winnisett in that number 20 was the man in the rear, trying to find some speed and get back up there. All right, let's go ahead and clear that out. All right, what do you say we try to find Ryan McCall right quick and bring him on up? We'll also go ahead and try to find him out here on track, and let's see exactly what he's got going on. Ryan, it's repeat up in the booth, but you got a copy in that number 30 Shaboom Camaro.
You got me.
All right, Ryan. So I talked to you for just a tad during the initial practice. You were towards the back half. I didn't exactly see where you qualified, but what's your game plan for this evening? Is it a I'm not that great at the Roval, just going to try to keep it on track, gain as many points as I can? Right now, sitting P9 in points behind McGraw and Ruiz, or are you going to try to, if the situation presents itself where maybe you could do a little something with maybe a little less, maybe just 2 tires, maybe no tires, just fuel? What are you thinking, sir?
Definitely plan A they mentioned there. Not very good at road courses, especially the Roval. I never really had a lot of good runs here, so I'm just going to try to keep it on track and let things play themselves out.
Gotcha. This Shaboom car has been around now for 2 full seasons. You ran all last season as well as this season, and the expectations that you had for yourself coming into season 2, have you met or exceeded those expectations?
Well, because the field is so strong, I mean, round of 12 was realistically where I wanted to be. We made that pretty solidly after the good first round we had, and round of 8, I felt like we needed to win Dega to get myself to exceed expectations and make it to the round of 8. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. So we're in the situation we are now at the Rovals. Now we just got to survive and hope to have things go our way.
All right, buddy. If by chance you happen to end up in victory lane this evening, I wouldn't expect anything less than for you to make that motor go shaboom with one hell of a victory burnout, sir. I'll get you on back on down with the rest of your Eon Motorsports teammates. Good luck, keep the shiny side up, and let's go.
All right, appreciate it.
You got it, buddy. All right, again, that is Ryan McCall from Bear, Delaware. This number 30 Shaboom Camaro, one of last season's sponsors, and hell of a driver on track as well. So again, Ryan McCall sitting P9 in points, 46 points behind our leader, Andrew Wisdom, and needs to make up at least 5 points on Jose Ruiz and Jordan McGraw in order to make it into the round of 8. All right, let's see if we can actually find Jordan McGraw right quick, see if we can't pull him on up and see if he'd be available for a quick chat. Jordan, it's repeat up in the booth, but you got a copy in that number 34 Team FTR Camaro.
I do indeed, Pete.
All right, Jordan, right now you're sitting P2 in this practice. Both you and Jose Ruiz are tied for P7, 41 points behind Andrew Wisdom with 3 minutes left on the clock. What are some realistic expectations for the Roval this night, and can you pull any kind of a magic out of a hat if need be?
God, I mean, I don't know what my expectations are. I want to survive. That's what I'm focused on right now, is just surviving the race and hoping everything else falls into place for us. We're kind of right there with all the guys that we're going to be racing with, especially if one of them wins the race, like something happens to Andrew or they find some serious pace, that they're all guys that can benefit that are behind from winning this and will really shake up the points. So really, honestly, just want to survive, run the best laps I can, just don't make mistakes like I just did there, KOing the wall, and yeah, just be there at the end, make all 49 laps, hopefully no internet trouble. That's kind of giving me a bit of heartburn right now.
Stealthy internet gremlins, to say the least.
It's a lot going on, but right now, just got to control what I can control and hope everything else works out.
All right, J-Mac, I'll go ahead and I'll get you back on down. Won't take all of your practice time. Good luck. Keep that Team FTR number 34 Sega machine as far forward as possible, and go get them, sir.
Thank you, Pete.
You got it, buddy. All right, so that is Jordan McGraw for Team FTR out of Bridgeport, Texas. One hell of a driver. This man can pilot anything that he sits in, whether it's a cup car, a truck, Xfinity, whatever. And I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with this Team FTR driver as we get closer and closer to the final minutes. Speaking of the final minutes, let's see if we can find Andrew Wisdom right quick and have a quick chat with him, see what he's thinking in his number 51 Pennzoil machine. Andrew, it's a repeat up in the booth, but you got a copy in that 51 Pennzoil car.
Yes, sir.
All right, Andrew, you come into tonight's race, the final race in the round of 12 with the points lead. 10 points over James Holzer. He automatically advances after his win at Texas. A lot of people just say you are an absolute ringer on these road courses. You were fastest in practice. Can you lay the hammer down for 49 laps here as well?
I think we'll be okay. I think hopefully if I can at least maintain the consistency, which has been my strong suit at some of the other road courses, I think I'll be okay. But that's something about this place, I can't quite figure it out. I get real pushy over the curb, especially in that final chicane. So definitely just going to try to be careful. Hopefully the lap times show and the consistency shows, and we can, put ourselves in a good position. Just basically trying not to die. But I'm a little bit further off the pace on what I'd hope to be, just in the sense of, as much pace as you could get, as a better cushion in case you do make a mistake or have a problem or whatever. So, yeah, overall I can't complain so far about how it's gone, but yeah, I think the main focus is just going to be to try to keep it in one piece.
All right, buddy, I'll get you back on down. You were with output, if I'm not mistaken. And good luck. Keep the shiny side up. Have some fun.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You got it. All right, so that is that. And the grid is now about to be set. So let's go ahead and clear all that out. Let's go ahead and pull up your grid, show you how everybody will roll off this evening here from the Roval in Charlotte, North Carolina. All right, we just talked to the man on a mission, Andrew Wisdom, in that team Output Racing number 51 Pennzoil Ford Mustang GT. He's going to have Jimmy Cocker to his outside. Then it's going to be Riley Rosenbrook in that 86, going to be P3. To round out row number 2, we're going to be Jordan McGraw, the other guy that we spoke with that is tied for 7th in points. Brody Falliker in that number 1. He's going to fire off P5 with Luke Allen to his outside in that 07. The 48 of Francis Hamilton is going to start 7th with Tom Harmon and his Avril Lavigne number 68 Camaro to round out row number 4. Row 5 is going to be Matt Gale in the 67 City P9. Jose Ruiz in that Team FTR number 23 to his outside. Then we're going to have John Honeycutt in his Melody Woodworks number 50, also for Team FTR, with Andrew Sanford to round out row number 6 and our top 12. To go through the rest of this field, looks like it's going to be Andrew Zappi in that number 89, with Tom Flickcroft in that Mountain Dew number 8, starting P14. Row number 8 is going to be Ryan McCall in that number 30 Shaboom Camaro, starting 15th, with Justin Mons in his McConey Setup Shop number 41 to his outside. 17th is going to be Matt Burgess in the 12, with Kevin Dallatorre in the 92, starting 18th. And to round out our 20-car field, Dylan Robb and Frank Winnisett, we're going green flag. Let's go. All right, 50 coming through the front stretch chicane. He's going to go ahead and lead the first lap and grab a point for doing so. Jimmy Cocker right now sitting P2, Jordan McGraw third, Riley Rosenbrook, and Brody Falliker is going to be your top 5. And I'll tell you what, we're going to go back on up to the chopper, and I think we are going to see a whole lot of single car racing right now. But the biggest thing will be off of the corners and where they're all able to get up. Oh, we got a wreck. It looks like that was going to be the 23, if I'm not mistaken, that just went around. That's actually going to be Riley Rosenbrook back here. He's facing the wrong direction, but since he's off course, not blocking the track, no caution has been thrown, so I'll have to try to catch on up and get back on the pace of things and try to gain all that track position back. That little contact right there made him shed 13 positions, now back to P16. We talked about John Honeycutt a little bit ago. Here he is right now in P number 10. He's got Jose Ruiz, his Team FTR teammate, right ahead, and Tom Flickcroft right now in P11, running right behind. Tom Flickcroft again in that Mountain Dew number 8. It's that Melody Woodworks number 50 right ahead of him. And then it's going to be Jose Ruiz sitting in P9 right ahead of those two. Got a caution, or don't have a caution, but we definitely just saw a couple get wrecked coming through the exit of chicane on the front stretch. Let's go back with Andrew Zappi and Justin Mons. All right, let's switch this on up and find out exactly how this happened. Again, the only way that a caution will fly this evening is if we happen to have the full course blocked, as in 3 or 4 cars side by side to where the track is completely blocked off. Well, let's find out what happens. Oh, 89 trying to lock him up. Completely missed the chicane. And you see the 30 get on by as well as the 12. Let's go from Riley Rosenbrook. Here's the 86. Oh, just nowhere to go, carrying all the momentum. And from Andrew Zappi. Blinked out. I wonder if that had something to do with it. If you blink out, you have no idea where your car's at or what it's doing. And you see the 86 come on in, nowhere to go. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back live. Looks like Andrew Wisdom may have had a little bit of a problem. Let's check in with his issue. Off track. Let's go ahead and rewind this and stop. Let's go ahead and play it out. Little bit too much speed coming through the center of the inner loop. And that allowed the 31 Virginia Tech Camaro for Jimmy Cocker to get on by. So Cocker's going to go ahead and grab a point for leading a lap. And you see that number 1 FIWB machine for Brody Falliker right up his trumpet. But this 51's going to have a long way to go if he's going to try to catch this 31. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back live. Looks like the 50 of John Honeycutt also has a little bit of an issue. Looks like he's absolutely missing the entire front clip on his Melody Woodworks number 50. So the night just kind of went from bad to worse for this Team FTR entry. John already right now sitting back in P10. He was 54 points behind the leader. All he can do right now is really support his other 2 teammates that still have a mathematical shot. Talking about Jose Ruiz and the 34 of Jordan McGraw. Talking about Jordan McGraw, he's up here in still sitting in P number 4, right where he qualified. So Jordan McGraw having a very, very solid race, and the guy that he needs to watch for points is unfortunately his very own teammate, and we're talking about Jose Ruiz, just a few spots back as he's about to enter the backstretch chicane. Right behind, I believe that's going to be Matt Gale in his 67 Ford Mustang GT, just ahead of him. Jose Ruiz able to get around, couple cars back. You see Tom Harmon back here in his Avril Lavigne number 68 Camaro going through the inner loop again. And this time he's got some company. He's got the 50 of Honeycutt right ahead. There you see the 8 of Tom Flickroft. He's also still trying to work his way on up. Flickroft right now, he is P11. Up 3 spots so far after starting 14th. Justin Mons and Matt Burgess also up 4. Right now sitting P12 with P13 respectively. Up at the front, not missing much yet. But that 51 of Andrew Wisdom has absolutely caught the tailpipe of this number 31. And it's just going to be a matter of time as these guys continue to battle it out. Andrew Wisdom may just be trying to bide his time. Oh, and then again, there he goes. 31 says, yeah, man, I know you're fast. Go ahead. I will hopefully see you later. Behind these guys, you see Brody Falker in this number 1. Brody, after some very unfortunate issues, right now sitting P12, 59 points behind our points leader, Andrew Wisdom, which he sees just 2 cars ahead of him. The only way that Brody Falker gets into the championship is if he's able to somehow come away with the W. And that would be, I wouldn't be surprised. Brody's been very, very fast as this chase has gone on. Whether it's been on cookie cutter tracks, or now as he takes over P2 from Jimmy Cocker, he's going to try to apply a little bit of heat to Andrew Wisdom if he can catch up. Right now, though, just a 1.1 second gap between him and our points leader. The 68 for Tom Harmon. Right now, Harmon pretty much solidified his spot into the round of 8 just by starting this evening. Right now, he sits third, 15 points behind Andrew Wisdom, and just 5 points behind James Holzer. Holzer, I don't believe he actually made the start this evening, but again, he is automatically locked in by virtue of his win at Texas just 2 short weeks ago. And he has been a force to be reckoned with all season long. I believe so far, if I'm not mistaken, he's got, 9 wins or 8 wins on the season. He breaks it up by 19 top 5s and 21 top 10s, completing 2,825 laps. There's other guys out here that have completed, you want to say just about all of them, like Jordan McGraw, he's completed 3,077. Francis Hamilton's completed 3,039. Jimmy Cocker completed 3,028. Just about an even 3K for Tom Flickcroft and Tom Harmon, just about 3,100. So a lot of laps have been completed this season by these Shake and Bake iRacing Cup drivers, and it has been non-stop fun and great racing all season long. We've got 4 more races after this week. I'll go ahead and again bring up that schedule for you. As you can see, next week we go to Las Vegas, and that's going to be a lot of fun playing in Sin City. Then we go to Homestead, followed by Martinsville, and then we're going to wrap up season number 2 from Phoenix International Raceway to see who our season 2 champ is. Right now, Andrew Wisdom, he's looking to pad those points that he's got going into the round of 8. And with Holzer not here tonight, he can do just that. Brody Falliker will go ahead and take a look ahead from his roof cam. Coming off the front stretch chicane, he can still see the 51 of Andrew Wisdom right up ahead. Andrew Wisdom, I mentioned before, he's about just an even 1 second lead over Brody Falliker in this number 1 for Team FIWB. Right now that gap is closer to 2 seconds as a lap or 2 has clicked off. Jimmy Cocker back here, he sees the 1, his teammate just up there. Right now, Jimmy Cocker sitting 3rd on track and 5th in overall points, 23 points behind our current race and points leader, Andrew Wisdom. Jordan McGraw still running P number 3 in this Sega number 34 Camaro for Team Frozen Toes Racing. Right now, Jordan McGraw, he would absolutely move on to the round of 8 should he finish right where he is. Francis Hamilton, right now Francis sits P6, 36 points behind Andrew Wisdom. Only, 5 points between him and Jordan McGraw. Jordan McGraw, again, just ahead of him on track. Francis Hamilton 5th, Jordan McGraw P4. 11 of the 49 scheduled laps have been completed so far, most of them by Andrew Wisdom. Only one little bit of an oops for driver 51 in that Pennzoil machine, and that was going through the center of the inner loop. Got back on pace, caught up to the 31 of Jimmy Cocker, and was able to pass him on by. Luke Allen in the 07 Mountain Dew machine having a pretty good run this evening. Started 6th. That's exactly where this Camaro sits right now. He is amongst chasers. Wisdom, Falliker, Cocker, McGraw, and Hamilton. As you can see them all lit up there in IROC blue. Honeycutt, Harmon, and Ruiz right behind him. So Allen in the thick of a lot of championship caliber racing going on right now. Behind Ruiz, as you can see there, Rosabrook, Mons, Burgess, Zappi, Flickprop, McCall, Sanford, Gale, Robb, Dallatorre, and Winnisett. As it looks like Dallatorre and Winnisett are out, Robb is in the pits, and Matt Gale is the first car one lap down. So if we should happen to have a caution come on out, which is highly unlikely on a road course, Mr. Gale would go ahead and get his lap back. Tom's parents out there in the land of Twitch saying, another fun race, Pete. Go Thomas. Absolutely. Talking about Tom. Let's see if we can find him right quick. Here is Mr. Harmon. Right now running P14 in this number 8 Amp Energy Camaro for C Motorsports. Tom also sitting in P4 in points, 21 points behind Andrew Wisdom. Flickcroft he's pretty solid to move forward. It's not a very, very big field to where he's going to lose a ton of points. So I really think that Mr. Flickcroft is going to be good to go to match his car number in the round of 8. Trying to hold on to it. Looks like that Camaro is devilishly loose. Just trying to do his thing and complete all the laps. All right, so what do you say we go ahead and pick up with Andrew Wisdom, jump into the cockpit with him, and if you've got a really good TV or if you've got a nice sound bar as he's coming through the front stretch chicane, once he gets to that start stripe, what do you say we do a little bit of a crank it up session? Let's go, crank it up. All right, so that's a lap around with Andrew Wisdom, and also another good lap or 3/4 of a lap with Jimmy Cocker, as he just lost P number 2. Definitely saw him lock up the tires quite a bit. So he lost that spot. And look who's coming into the fray here. The 34, Jordan McGraw, in his Sega Team FTR Camaro. Jordan McGraw started 4th, right now still running 4th, looking like he's having a pretty good run so far. He's a good 11 or almost 12 seconds behind our race leader right now. But you know what? Everybody is very behind our current race leader. Andrew Wisdom is just the typical ringer for this kind of racing. And like I said, through any of the road courses before this evening, they're just saying, hey, go ahead and hand the trophy to Andrew Wisdom, and let's move on to the next race. They know he's just bad fast at this kind of racing, and it's very, most everybody else pretty hard pressed to try to catch up with driver 51. Take a quick look at our weather for today. 103-degree track temp right now, 84-degree air temp. So track definitely a little slick, not a whole lot of grip, and that is absolutely why when we were taking a ride around with the 51 and then the 31, you saw them really get loose, really trying to save these things. As the 51 again, the rear end wanted to step out just a little bit. As soon as he even thinks about touching the throttle pedal, it just wants to come around. So this again being why this 51 very, very strong. Definitely knows how to manhandle his Mustang GT all the way around. I believe this 13 turn road course here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Brody Falliker, we saw him get on by the 31 when the 31 locked him up going into the chicane. And now a decent little gap between him and Jimmy Cocker. We're talking about 1.6 seconds between the two. 10 seconds behind now is Brody Falliker to Andrew Wisdom, Cocker, McGraw, and Hamilton. So we got an all playoff driver, top 5 so far. Then we got, how about the 07 of Luke Allen in this Mountain Dew machine. He's still sitting P6. Right where he qualified. Riley Rosenbrook, he's down 4 spots, sitting right behind him in P7. And then you've got Jose Ruiz and John Honeycutt sitting back in P8 and P9. This is a battle between teammates. And then you see the 12 there of Matt Burgess right behind. All the names highlighted in IROC blue are your chasers, and since there's only 20 drivers that started, no need for the scroll in the scoring pylon. You're able to keep up with all your drivers and their gap between them and Andrew Wisdom as the evening has rolled on. 12 going to go ahead and take a look under and make the pass on the 50 of John Honeycutt to move Matt Burgess in his Ford Mustang GT up to P9, up 8 spots on the evening, and he has just now become the biggest mover as this whole race has been green now for 17 consecutive laps. While we've seen a couple cars go around, again, the caution will not fly unless the track is blocked by 2 or 3 cars and traffic cannot get through. Andrew Zappi, we saw him have a little bit of an issue earlier. He had a problem locking up the tires, and I believe collected the 41 of Justin Mons and maybe one other. right now, all by his lonesome on track, and he's got what, 7 seconds up to the car in front and 17 seconds to the car behind. That's going to be Andrew Sanford right now, sitting in P12. Sanford back here in this number 37. Again, he is, I saw him earlier, Andrew Sanford right now sitting P11, 58 points behind Andrew Wisdom. He's 4 points behind John Honeycutt and only 1 point ahead of Brody Falliker. But with the run that Brody Falliker is having this evening, right now running P2 in this number 1 FIWB machine, Brody's definitely looking to make up quite a few points on at least Andrew Sanford. 51 of Andrew Wisdom starting to find some cars and go ahead and put them a lap down. First one, or the second one he finds, or the most recent one he finds, I should say, is going to be the 37 of Andrew Sanford. Again, Sanford is one of the playoff drivers. More than likely will be eliminated after this evening, barring anything crazy changing. Here's the 51 now coming up on the 8 of Tom Flitcroft. Flitcroft sees him, says, hey, man, I got you. I'm going to go ahead and pull on over. You take it to my right. And, hey, man, congratulations on yet another win on a road course. But I tell you what, he hasn't only been doing it on road courses this season. This man has been bad fast on a lot of ovals as well. Wisdom so far, up to this evening, he's got 5 wins on the season. If he can put the rest of this race together with 29 laps remaining, he'll go ahead and make it a cool, calm, and collected 6 wins, only 2 shy of James Holzer on the season so far. And I'm sure the 51 would like to say he'd have a couple more, but they just did not pan out the way that he would have liked. But this 51, very, very fast here at the Roval this evening. So with Tom Flitcroft going a lap down, that means, as you can see there on the scoring pile, on the next car to go a lap down, because he's 1.2 seconds behind the 51, is going to be Mr. Zappi. Zappi right now sitting P11. In front of him, he'd start knocking on the top 10 in the running order. After Zappi would be John Honeycutt in that Melody Woodworks number 50. Then Matt Burgess right ahead of him for P9. And there's only 3 seconds between Honeycutt and Burgess, as the 51 definitely getting very, very loose through that middle section of the inner loop, as he's getting closer and closer to exiting, getting back out on the NASCAR oval portion of the track. Brody Falliker again, 12 plus seconds behind Andrew Wisdom. Jimmy Cocker also back here in this Virginia Tech number 31, his Camaro. Again, Jimmy Cocker, he came into this evening's race 23 points behind Andrew Wisdom. Another very, very successful year for Jimmy Cocker as well. 2 wins on the season, so not doing too bad. Last season, I believe he just had the 1 win to open up the season at Daytona. This year, getting it done, most notably at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, able to put the historic track and the rest of the field in his rear view and able to lock down a bunch of very needed points moving on into not only this evening, but also going on to the round of 8. Because right now, where Jimmy Cocker sits, he came in 23 points behind Andrew Wisdom, but he's ahead of most everybody else that he needs to race in order to move on to the round of 8, including James Holzer, since he's not here, Tom Harmon, which is a little bit further back, sitting in P14. Tom Flitcroft right now, P12, and then again, Jimmy Cocker, as we've been keeping an eye on him in this number 31 Camaro. Matt Burgess bringing his number 12 A&W Root Beer machine down pit road. So 22 laps in, and this could be sketchy. Might have to save just a little bit of fuel once he comes on out. And no tires is the call for the 12. So going to try to hope maybe for a little bit of track position. He'll go ahead and bring it on in. And we'll have to see if anybody else decides to bring their Mustang GT Camaro or Toyota Camry to pit road for service. And we'll see whether they take tires or not, or if they just go fuel only. Interesting call for the 12. That's going to put Matt Burgess up to P11 right now anyway. He's up 6 spots on the evening so far, and is the first car 1 lap down. So now the reason I say that made things a little interesting, came in on lap 22. 22 and 22 is 44, which means he'll be about 5 laps short on being able to make it the entire distance. And you know for sure when he comes on down or when the race is completed, those tires are going to be absolutely screaming. Andrew Wisdom again at the front stretch chicane. He kind of cut the grass. Let's see if he has to stop. Nope, so far has not stopped. Not quite sure if that is a NASCAR in real life only kind of a thing, or did he slow down enough in order to keep going. Francis Hamilton sitting P6 in points. He's got, looks like about 13 points behind Jimmy Cocker and 5 points between him and Jordan McGraw. Right now, Jordan McGraw, he's going to go ahead and make up a bunch of those points as he's sitting P4 in the running order in this number 34 Sega machine. That was a great inner loop or great chicane for the 34 coming across the start stripe. I don't think I've seen anybody do it as clean and as, not getting all kinds of out of sorts because you've gone over those turtles coming through there. So great entry and exit for driver 34. Andrew Wisdom still putting down very, very competitive and consecutive lap times in the 119s and 120s. His best lap was a 119.90. His last lap was a 120.91. Brody Falker's last lap was a 121.11, 121.02 for Jimmy Cocker, 120.87 for Jordan McGraw. So he's right up there with the leader. In fact, he was a little bit faster than the leader last time round. And then Francis Hamilton with a 1:22.03. Let's show you their last lap times. Looks like we do have some takers on pit road. Looks like the 8 of Tom Flitcroft, he's going to go ahead and come on down pit road. So is Andrew Sanford right ahead of him. And then Dylan Robb in the 16, he's been on pit road for a little while now. John Honeycutt, he's just screaming on down pit road in that Melody Woodworks Team FDR number 50. And just as I say that, the front bumper also just reappeared, or the entire nose clip just reappeared on this Camaro. So good to see that. Not quite sure what's going on with the 8. The 50 came in and left well before the 8 of Tom Flitcroft. Flitcroft's still sitting on pit road. Not quite sure if he's got some kind of a penalty for speeding or something like that. I don't hear the motor. I'm kind of wondering. Let's jump into the cockpit. This car is dead silent. Not quite sure if Flitcroft had some kind of problem or what's going on, but yeah, the 8 right now, he's showing on pit road for a good while. All right, let's get back out there. Andrew Sanford mentioned he's also on pit road in this number 37, right along with Dylan Robb. Looks like Flitcroft now let's go ahead and get back to our gap between drivers rather than fastest time. Flitcroft still, again, showing in the pits, and not quite sure what happened. We saw his number 8 really handling in a very, very ill way earlier. Maybe he figured, man, I've got enough. I've had enough. I don't need to be out here amongst a bunch of other chase contenders. I don't want to take anybody out should they catch me or whatever. He got lapped by the 51, so he knows where he stands. As far as the race leader, just continues to have an issue. Brody Falliker now 13 seconds behind the leader. Looks like the next person that he would come on up to lap would actually be Andrew Zappi in the 89. Andrew right now, let's see if we can find him, running P8. And yeah, his Toyota Camry is looking back at that 51. He knows what's coming. This from his gearbox. It looks like Andrew's going to go ahead and bring it on down pit road, blinking out just a little bit. Maybe he did that on purpose. So as the leader caught him, he didn't blink and caused some kind of an issue. So Matt Burgess, he was already lapped. So the next one to be lapped would be the 07 of Luke Allen, but that's not going to be for a little while yet in this Mountain Dew machine. Luke Allen sitting P7, just 52, almost 53 seconds behind driver 51. .48 of Francis Hamilton, one of our chasers, sitting P6 right now. He is P6 on track as well in his number 48. as it looks like he was just pushed back to P7 by traffic out on track. And it looks like he's going to go ahead and take at least right side tires. Let's see if he takes lefts as well. Yes, he is. So differing strategies between a couple of different drivers. And it looks like he's going to go ahead and bring that number 48 back out on track. Looks like Tom Flitcroft's also come back out on track. As Superior Blaze says Harmon went boom. Oh, I thought I heard something a little while ago. That's very, very unfortunate. But Tom, definitely appreciate the raid and the party of 6. Sorry to hear that, sir. You came into tonight's race 15 points behind Andrew Wisdom. With the start, though, you were absolutely great to go on to the round of 8. It's going to be interesting to see who else makes it past you, James Holzer, by virtue of his win at Texas. Andrew Wisdom, just by virtue of where he is in points. Tom Flitcroft, 21 markers behind, that not having the greatest race this evening, but with the amount of cars out on track, I think he will be okay. Jimmy Cocker, let's actually find where he is. Right now sitting P3 out here on track in his number 31 Virginia Tech Camaro. So Jimmy Cocker, I believe he'll go on. Francis Hamilton in the 48. He's sitting P7, so he should be okay. Jordan McGraw, a big surprise for him, or maybe he's been waiting on a Roval. Right now sitting P4. So the top 8 to move on to the round of 8 is going to be very interesting to see how the points are all tabulated once this race is said and done. I think we're going to see Jordan McGraw, if he can continue to move on with just 19 laps to go here from the Roval. If he can continue to put this race together, not have an issue getting on or off pit road, I think Jordan McGraw will move on. I think Ryan McCall, I think this is going to be curtains for that number 30 Shaboom machine. John Honeycutt, I believe, sitting P9. I don't believe that's going to be enough. Right now, there's only 3 spots between him and Ryan McCall, and then Jose Ruiz is right behind John Honeycutt, sitting in P number 10. So it's going to be interesting to see how the top 8 play out, to say the least. Guys and gals out there, if you want to know how to keep up with Shake and Bake, go on over to the top side of the scoring pylon. You see where it says @RacingSNB. Follow them on Twitter. I promise you they will follow you back, and you can keep up with everything that's going on with the remaining 4 races this season, as well as the plans for next season, whether they stay in Cup. Do they go to Xfinity? Do they go to the Gen 4? Do they go to the trucks? What do they do? It's right now the decision, I believe, is up in the air. So it's gonna be an interesting cap to this season. Let's see if Andrew Wisdom is able to dethrone James Holzer as the season champ. Holzer again missed this evening. He's got 8 wins on the season and was already locked in to the round of 8 by virtue of his win at Texas. So Holzer not really missing much this evening. Only had to try to get on up there and battle it out with the 51 of Andrew Wisdom for those very, very coveted championship points. Here is Brody Falliker in his number 1. He's up 3 spots to run P2, 16, almost 17 seconds behind our leader, Andrew Wisdom, as Andrew Wisdom has now lapped up to P7. Again, talking about Francis Hamilton. Francis Hamilton still running, like I just said, in 7th place. You see the 51 just ahead of him, and now put 1 lap down. Looks like we might have had a little bit of an issue with Tom Flitcroft. Let's go back right quick and find out exactly what happened here. You see the number 8 Kickstart Camaro here. Let's play this out. All right, so he misses the backstretch chicane. Going to come to a complete stop, and then get up, get going, and grab a gear. All right. Also, looks like something might have happened with Matt Gale. Let's find out what happened with driver 67. Front stretch chicane at the start stripe. About to go into turn number 1. And he's going to run it into the heartburn turn, just like Chase Elliott did a couple years back. And then, also got a notice for Jordan McGraw. What happens here? Jordan McGraw now down to P6 after running 4th. Up on the turtles, left side, right side. Gets a little loose, able to lock it down for the most part. Didn't hit anything, just has to loop it around, grab a gear, get going. No damage to that 34, but this guy, he's been bad fast. Needs to try to get back on by Luke Allen as well as Riley Rosenbrook. Let's go ahead and bring it back live. Looks like Jimmy Cocker's on pit road. He's going to take at least right side tires. You see the one of Brody Falliker pulling away as well. He's going to take all 4. So Jimmy Cocker spending a little extra time on pit road for those brand new Eagle Fuel Goods. Take only what fuel you need to get to the end, and hope that those tires serve you well in these final closing 16 laps here at the Roval. Brody Falliker was ahead of Jimmy Cocker when they came on down pit road, and it looks like Andrew Wisdom, he's going to take his turn as well. So Andrew Wisdom had a very slow crawl towards pit road. I mean, he's got enough of a gap. He can go ahead and take 4 tires if he chooses to do so, just like Jimmy Cocker and Brody Falliker. There have been some differing choices coming on down pit road. It looks like so far it's just going to be fuel only for driver 51, and he's going to go ahead and let it come to a complete top off, and away he'll go. So that's going to give... Oh, I just heard something. Andrew Sanford just had some kind of an issue. Let's play this back. Here's driver 37. I think he's just going to get loose getting into turn 1, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go. Yep, getting on the throttle, and the wall kind of straightened him out a little bit. Again, Andrew Sanford, that is our P11 driver in points, as it looks like he's on pit road. All right, so let's get back up with... I mentioned that Andrew Wisdom, we saw him not take tires, so that's going to go ahead and pad his gap even more. Brody Falliker and Jimmy Cocker both took tires and fuel. Riley Rosenbrook, though, in the meantime, in his number 86, he's able to go ahead and go on up and retake P number 3 right where he qualified on the evening. Let's go ahead and bring it back live. Sorry about that. 15 laps to go here from the Roval. But like I was mentioning, the 86 able to take P3 back over. Jimmy Cocker, though, he's got him right in his sights. It's not going to be long before he's able to catch up to driver 86 in that Mustang GT and do what he's got to do. Jonah, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Congratulations on the addition to the family. Mr. Bybee. Jonah out there in the land of Facebook just became the dad to a bouncing baby girl. Congratulations, my friend. You see this gap closing. This is exactly what 4 brand new Eagle Fuel Goods will do for you, as he kind of gets into that turn a little hot. You hear the tires scrubbing off just a little bit. Here he is getting back out onto the Charlotte Oval. And again, he's only a mere 6/10 between himself and Rosenbrook. Jordan McGraw, after spinning, going through or coming off of the backstretch chicane, he was back in P6, now back up to P5 after starting this race in 4th. But the only thing is, you don't really see much of the 31 of Jimmy Cocker through his windshield. He really needs to try to run him back down. But Jordan, again, having a phenomenal run, 13 laps remaining. Big thank you so far to everybody that's been out there all evening long, whether it's been on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, iRock TV through your favorite Roku device, or on Kick. It's been a lot of fun so far, and don't forget, we still have 4 amazing races to go. We've got Las Vegas, we've got Martinsville, we've got Phoenix. I believe I'll go ahead and pull the round of 8 back up for everybody. That's right, I was forgetting about Homestead. Who could forget Homestead, right? So Las Vegas, Homestead, and then Martinsville. That's what the round of 8 will consist of, and absolutely looking forward to it all. But don't forget, Phoenix International Raceway will be the culmination of season number 2, and we'll have to see who at the end is your new champion. Bot Fusion, aka Jonah Bybee, says, "What's up? Still wish I had iRacing." Jonah, I wish you did too, man. Still wish you did too. So Jordan McGraw able to retake P number 4, Riley Rosenbrook, back to P6. Looks like Andrew Sanford still on pit road after tagging the wall coming off of turn number 1. Dylan Robin is 16, also still on pit road. Frank Winnisett unable to start, right along with Kevin Dalatory. So again, 20 of the Shake and Bake iRacing Cup Series drivers registered for the race, and it's been one hell of a race so far. This man, though, he will not only get a point for leading a lap, but he'll also gain that point for leading the most laps as well. 12 laps remaining. Let me go ahead and remove that. Of course, talking about driver 51 in the Shell Pennzoil Ford Mustang GT, as the man just goes to plaid on these tires, posting a time of 1:19.48. We're talking 2 full seconds faster than Brody Falker's last lap time out here from the Roval. So Andrew Wisdom, he's not laying down whatsoever, still very much on the throttle, trying to put down some heaters. And there's just something about road course racing that absolutely agrees with this guy. But again, he's also stepped up his oval game and his short track game since season number 1. This guy's just bad fast everywhere. 1:19.48, a blistering lap. If I'm not mistaken, I would say that's probably the fastest lap between the race and practice. In fact, let's take a quick look at the practice times one more time. I'm pretty sure he was fastest in practice also, but it's not going to show me his overall lap time. Oh, wait, let's see. Let's see if I can't get this to scroll. 1:19.64 to 1:19.48. So faster in the race than he was in practice. And faster yet, 1:19.31. The man, he is just on a tear. He's got nothing up ahead, nobody that he's got to deal with, at least that I saw anyway. Let's go ahead and take a look from his front bumper cam. Now, it is all clean air, clean track. This man can go on around. He's probably feeling pretty good. He's just picking them up and setting them down as quick as he possibly can. Right now, everybody from 9th on back is 1 lap down. The next one to go a lap down is going to be the 12 of Matt Burgess. Right now, he's 114 behind Andrew Wisdom. If we look at Burgess and we take a look from his gearbox, it's not going to be long before that 51 starts to fill it up. 119.34 to a 119.31. Nah, he's not still on it at all. Amazing. Simply amazing. All right. Again, one of the bubble drivers, the 34 of Jordan McGraw and the 23 of Jose Ruiz, which Jose Ruiz right now is sitting in P10, right where he qualified. But Jordan McGraw qualified fourth, still sitting fourth, and he's ahead of Ryan McCall and he's ahead of Jose Ruiz. So right now the 34 absolutely looking very, very promising to advance to the round of 8 where he sits. Andrew Wisdom, he's on the top of the board in the points. Brody Falliker, he is 59 points behind Andrew Wisdom. He unfortunately does not have a chance to move on to the round of 8 after having a very, very successful round of 16. Jimmy Cocker, he was already ahead of Jordan McGraw in points. Jimmy Cocker was sitting P5, again, while Jordan McGraw was sitting P7. So Jordan having a very, very promising run here at the Roval, and I'm sure he's absolutely looking forward to next week for Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Here is Jimmy Cocker. Through the backstretch chicane into NASCAR 3 and 4. Going to come up into the tri-oval, hit the front stretch chicane ever so gently, only hitting the exit turtles. Cross the start stripe, 8 laps remaining. Andrew Wisdom has led all but maybe 2 or 3 laps. The only other guy to lead, we're looking at him right now, is Jimmy Cocker. So Jimmy Cocker will get a point for leading a lap this evening. And you never know, those points are very, very crucial moving on into the round of 8, where everything will reset one more time. Bod Fusion saying that he wishes he was still on iRacing. Tell you what, probably one of the best dirt racers I can recall on this service once I moved over. And that guy can absolutely rip up some dirt tracks anywhere that he went. Man, it was bad fast. Would have been interesting to see what he was capable of doing here in the Shake and Bake series when they went to Bristol, and or even the Turned Out for What series or any other series that runs on dirt. The man's quick. Brody Falliker now 30.8, almost 31 seconds behind our leader. He's got the 50 of John Honeycutt right ahead of him. John Honeycutt right now sitting P11. So this is not a challenge for position, but the 30 would absolutely love to get closer and closer to the 50 and take that spot away ahead of Brody Falliker is just our leader, Andrew Wisdom. This is P5 right now. Again, this is going to be Riley Rosenbrook as he comes across the start stripe, bringing us down to 7 laps to go. 7's a lucky number. Let's see whose luck continues on next week from Las Vegas Motor Speedway as the round of 8 kicks off. That's going to be it's going to be a great race. All kinds of great racing on the bottom. There's even that middle and high line for some momentum. Of course, coming down across the apron, across the start stripe. Absolutely looking forward to heading out to Vegas down the Nellis backstretch. And after that, onward and upward. Looks like Brody. Whoa! Something just happened. I'm not quite sure who that was, but the one of Brody Falker, he's on pit road. So far, he has actually given up a spot to Jordan McGraw. I'm gonna guess that wreck sound we heard may have been Tom Flitcroft. Let's go back, check in with him right quick, and play this out. Was this Tom? Nope, not Tom. Let's check Brian McCall. Oh, keep it off the wall. All right, so Ryan's got to back it up. Hopefully his spotter tells him that he's clear. And grab a gear, get up, get going. So that's going to be from Ryan McCall. How about Brody Falker in this number 1? Let's play this out. Oh, that's what we heard. That's what we heard close to pit road, I think. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back live. All right, so with the 1 coming down pit road, that's going to hand P3 over to Jordan McGraw. And J-Mac, he has already been on pit road. The last time he was there was lap 32. With 5 laps to go, he is good to go all the way to the end. So right now, sitting on the last rung of the podium, Jimmy Cocker right now still sitting P2. Able to take that spot away from the one of Falker. Again, Falker unfortunately does not have a chance at moving on to the round of 8, sitting P12 in points again after a very, very promising round of 16, just not going to be able to advance. I believe I mentioned before, he had 2 runner-up finishes in the round of 16. Looks like the 12 of Matt Burgess has been lapped. The next one is going to be the 07 of Luke Allen. And I have a feeling... no, if we look at the... Actually, yeah, if we look at the back end of... yep, there you see the 51. So it's not going to be long before that 51 of Andrew Wisdom is trying to put this 7 machine a lap down. Or will he maybe not catch him with just 4 laps remaining? Last time around, Luke Allen's lap time was a 1:21.57. Andrew Wisdom's lap time was a 1:20.29. So about a little over a second, difference. You see Ryan McCall do the respectful thing and pull on down in his number 30 Shaboom Camaro. And yeah, now you see that 51 really starting to hunt. Coming into the braking zone, really watch that 51 close up super big. So 51 much better getting into the braking zone than the 7 of Luke Allen. And Luke now just kind of guiding his Camaro right down on the bottom line. And this Mustang GT for the 51 of Andrew Wisdom just all over the place, thinking better of going into the front stretch chicane side by side and getting into turn number 1. The 07, does he give him the spot? Still says no. He says, man, you're going to have to pass me. '07 not showing any favor to the 51, but it looks like Wisdom's going to be able to pull the inside. '07 still way up high, out on the rumble strips, able to bring it on down. You see the front tires lock up just a little bit. Still Luke Allen trying to fight off the 51. 51 out by the wall, coming back onto NASCAR oval, and the '07 able to hold the 51 off all the way through the inner loop and was able to extend that gap back. But we saw the 51 really close in, getting into the braking zones. Is that what we see again? Absolutely. Two laps to go. '07 locks him up just a little bit. Is that going to be enough for the 51 to get on by with the white flag waving? It's checkers or wreckers, but the 51 has had the field in hand all evening long. Let's take this last lap with driver 5-1. In the backstretch chicane. Left sides, right sides on the turtles. Got a little too deep in there, but it's still going to be all right. Through NASCAR turns 3 and 4. He's only got one more little chicane to go, and that is going to be the front stretch. Here he is entering through the center. First the right, then the left. And Andrew Wisdom will come across the line to win at the Roval. Jimmy Cocker and still right now ahead in P number 2 than Jordan McGraw. Jordan McGraw still right there, right behind him. Both of these guys getting into the backstretch chicane. That is how much of a gap the 51 had over these guys. 34 continuing to apply the pressure. Right now the 50 of John Honeycutt right ahead of the 31. It's not going to be enough just yet. If we look at from the gearbox or out the rear view from driver 3-1 getting into the front stretch chicane. What a finish between these two. Second and third, almost a dead heat to the line. Congratulations. Tonight's winner, though, Andrew Wisdom, putting on a dominant display here at the Roval. He's going to go ahead and clock in some more championship points as everything will reset going on to the round of 8. We know James Holzer will advance by virtue of his win at Texas, not able to make the race this evening. Now go ahead and add Andrew Wisdom's name for moving on to the round of 8. He already had it by virtue of his points. Now, by virtue of his win here at the Roval, a lot of people would say no surprise here whatsoever. The man's just bad fast at these road courses. All right, Andrew, it's all yours, sir. Burn them down. All right, Andrew's going to go ahead and stop it right on the start stripe. Going to grab the checkered flag from Barney, and I think I just heard the motor pop as well. So big congratulations to driver 51, Andrew Wisdom, getting it done. Not only fastest in practice, fastest in the race as well. Fastest lap all evening long by any driver, 1:19.31 by driver 51. All right, as you hear, I believe that was Sanford come on by, throwing it in neutral and laying on the throttle pedal a little bit to congratulate Andrew one more time. All right, guys and girls, don't go anywhere. We will be right back. We'll have our top 3 live in the booth. We're going to kick it off with Jordan McGraw, Jimmy Cocker, and then our race leader, Andrew Wisdom. All right, ladies and gents, we are back. We got our top 3 live in the booth. We're going to kick it off with driver 34. Started 4th, going to finish 3rd, and that should be a good enough of a finish for him to be able to move on to the round of 8. Talking about Team FTR driver Jordan McGraw in that Sega Camaro. Jordan, one hell of a race for you, sir. You spent most of the race in P4, right where you started. I think you fell back to maybe 5th or 6th for a very short amount of time. But when it's all said and done, coming across the start stripe for your podium finish, and it should, again, be good enough to move on to the round of 8. Talk us through your race and how you're feeling.
Well, feeling relieved to survive. I knew the first handful of laps were going to be tough, and was able to get a decent start and get into third there at the beginning. And then lap 2, going through the infield, I almost crashed and did happen to take out the 86 and put some damage, I think, on the 1. So that kind of sucked. That was not ideal, but we held on to it and survived that. And so good for me, I guess, but kind of hate that I affected other people's races, being a hack there, trying to hold on to my car. But and from that point of just putting laps down and trying to be smooth, and the car swung back and forth between tight and loose all race long. It was tight where you didn't want it to be and loose where you didn't want it to be, so just tried to survive. And then there toward I was gonna try to stay out as long as I could to see if I could lead a lap, and then I spun it and looped it in the backstretch chicane like a dummy, and so I just came to pit road. And then after a few laps, kind of found a good rhythm running by myself and started putting down some decent lap times. And something happened to the 1 up there, I think, with lap traffic, and I don't know, something happened to the 31 too, because he kind of came back to me and I was able to get to him. But dirty air was not fun to deal with. It was so hard to turn and so hard to honestly get on your brakes and get slowed down behind somebody. So you had to dive them, and we'd come that far. It would have been really stupid for me to dive it in and crash somebody for second when we had 20-something seconds on fourth. So I don't know. It was just kind of stuck there. We caught lap traffic, and he was just kind of stuck there. So we just rode in a 4-car train to the last 2 or 3 laps of the finish line. So all in all, got everything we wanted out of the race, got points, and looks like we'll move on to the round of 8. So that's cool. That's neat. We'll keep on fighting. We're going to some big tracks. We're gonna have to find some speed to be able to do something, because I think I'm too far behind on playoff points to be able to top 5 my way in. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to steal a win somehow, some way. I don't know. Maybe have to no life it, put a bandana on and need a montage for training or something. But we'll see.
Well, buddy, it's only fitting that you and Jimmy Cocker come across the line almost being able to fight for it side by side. Y'all's lap times almost identical as far as the best lap times go. Him with a 1:20.19, you with a 1:20.18. So phenomenal racer. Looking at the round of 8, since you kind of brought me there, the next track we go to, Las Vegas Motor Speedway. What would you be willing to do to gamble for that W, if that's the place where you find maybe a little bit of strategy or something else? You a highline driver there? You're gonna try on the low and see if you can find something to not scrub the tire. What are you looking forward to when it comes to Las Vegas?
I don't know. We'll just see what happens whenever we get there, Pete. I like Vegas. Vegas is fun. I like the big fast ovals. I'm not that great at them in this car, but I enjoy them. They're fun. So we'll figure it out. We'll figure out a way to tire save, make lap time, and hopefully be there at the end. And if we get a chance to make some strategy, hopefully we can make the right call and put ourselves out front. And hopefully, if we end up somehow by some miracle racing for the win there at the end, hopefully we don't make an ass of ourselves and do something dumb and kill everybody. So those are the goals.
All right, buddy. We'll definitely see you next week at Vegas. Welcome to the round of 8. Any quick friends, family, sponsors you want to get out there?
Just I guess thank FTR and you for putting on these races, and old Eliza Bethal up this eye in the sky, and everyone that helps with that, and everyone that puts this on, which I guess kind of includes me. So thanks to myself.
Why not, right? All right, moving on up. P number 2, talking about Jimmy Cocker in that Virginia Tech number 31. Jimmy, that Camaro definitely looked very, very solid all race long. I don't think at any point where I was kind of keeping an eye on you and taking a look at the gaps that you had ahead and behind. Both you and the one of Brody Fowler battling it out for just a little bit. He got around you at one point, but in the end, you come across P2. You came into tonight's race P5 in the points, so you definitely looking forward to the round of 8 and points resetting. Talk us through your race and how you attacked the Roval this evening.
Yeah, this place isn't easy, Pete. I'll tell you that. Seems like Wisdom definitely figured it out very early on. He's just insane at these road courses, and he was class of the field. Nobody was going to be up with him. But that battle for second between me, Brody, Jordan, Riley, that was going to get interesting. I think we all had pretty similar pace, like you alluded to earlier. And I don't know, my race, I had a couple of, Cope Brown moments there at the very beginning, wheel hopping some of the corners and almost taking off the transaxle, but we kept it in one piece, survived the cold tires, got into a rhythm there, and were able to salvage P2 out of the day.
Yeah, definitely a great race and a great cause on your car. By the way, I kind of talked about that. Excuse me for just a moment. Las Vegas Motor Speedway. It's gonna be a lot of fun getting into the round of 8. We got Vegas, Homestead, Miami, and then Martinsville. Of the 3, which one are you looking forward to say, yeah, that's my chance at a championship?
Well, realistically, probably Vegas, but the one I really want more than anything is Martinsville. That was the track that got me into NASCAR in the first place, and I was so heartbroken to hear that it was going to be ripped off the schedule. We were going to put something like Rockingham or North Wilkesboro or something in place of it, but thankfully Eliza and all the admins, they gave it back to me. I'm not going to win there, but I know that that's an awesome racetrack, and I'm looking forward to everything in that round of 8.
Yeah, I'm absolutely hoping that it's going to be Martinsville where it's under the lights. Unfortunately, during the time of COVID, wasn't able to get on out there to see it for the very first time. So it'd be great to go ahead and call a race under the lights at the Paperclip. Man, phenomenal race yet again. Any quick friends, family, sponsors you want to get out there, Jimmy?
Yeah, man, going back to what you were saying about the breast cancer awareness, tonight meant a lot to me. I have some family members that have gone through the treatments. They've since recovered, but yeah, it was nice to get on the podium for that and get some love for the car. You, of course, I never shout you out, but thank you for doing all the streams, and I mean every single week you're out here doing it, so appreciate you for that. And finally, a big shout out to my FIWB teammates. Unfortunate for Brody, he gave a lot of effort for tonight's race, and he was P2 for the longest time. Just didn't have it for Andrew, and congrats to Andrew on the win.
I give Brody a lot of love as well after a very, very successful round of 16 going on to the round of 12. Couple of runner-up finishes, just not able to make the round of 12 work from the move on to the round of 8. Big props to Brody. Looking forward to seeing what he's capable of doing in the closing races.
Yep, same here.
All right, Jimmy. Congratulations one more time, and we'll see you next week from Sin City.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Pete.
You got it. All right, tonight's winner, no introduction needed. Andrew, it was. I mentioned in the very beginning, when it comes to road courses, most people are just like, okay, give Andrew the trophy, give him the points, let's go on to the next week. They just already know. I think I've asked you this before, and tonight you said that there were certain times where the track or the handling were a bit iffy. I only saw you go off course one time where the 31 was able to get on by and lead a lap or two. But what is it about road courses, your settings, or whatever it is that you've got going on for these places that makes you so dominant?
I still don't really know. I mean, I enjoy it, so maybe that's part
Attitude,
of it.
yeah,
I think.
there you go.
Yeah, and the way that this car is now, you just have to be so technical with it, and it slides all over the place. And I mean, I don't know. I guess to some extent, I consider myself to be a bit of a perfectionist and pretty hard on myself. So it kind of, I spent a lot of time on the road courses over the years. Back when I very, very first started league racing in my first NASCAR game on my Xbox, I was pretty much the worst driver in the field on the road courses, and I went to work for literal months to learn how to drive road courses and every single thing that I could. So, I guess over the years that's kind of translated to some success, and I enjoy driving it and enjoy kind of chasing that next lap time or that next little bit of time that can be gained. Um, yeah, I guess maybe enjoyment's just the big thing. Every corner is unique, and everything on the whole track is a little different. So I guess that is a big part of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like a real life job. If you enjoy what you're doing, it makes it that much better, that much more bearable to sit there for 8 or 12 or 10 hours for your shift, and at the end of the day, you walk away all right. You've not only had success this season on the road courses, but you've had some success and been very, very fast at other ovals as well, whether cookie cutters or the 2 mile speedways, even the super speedways, Daytona, Talladega, Vegas, Homestead, and Martinsville. What's your favorite of the 3 coming up before we get to Phoenix?
Probably definitely have my eye on Vegas. Would be absolutely thrilled if we could pick up a win there and not have to worry about the other 2 races. I think we have a good chance of making the Final Four on playoff points. That's why I kind of kept harping on it all year. Got to get points, and try to accumulate what we can. So we're in a really good spot, even if we have some tough luck or stuff doesn't work out. But I think kind of with Martinsville is going to be a little bit chaotic. Not saying the race is going to be bad necessarily or anything, but just it's tight racing. It's you're hard on the brakes. It's really hard to navigate traffic, or hard to make a pass if you get stuck in the back or make a bad strategy call or whatever. So it's going to be a tough race there. Hopefully, should be a good one. I like Martinsville, but it's just a tough track. And Homestead, I honestly can't stand it. I think it's my worst oval in the entire service. I just can't figure out how to drive it. So gonna try to salvage what we can at Homestead and get ourselves in a good position in Martinsville. But I think Vegas will be fun if we get a little bit of luck with the random temperature generation and the track temp's really cool. That track should be absolutely insanely fast. Not quite like an Atlanta type kind of miniature plate race sort of deal, but somewhat close to that. It should spread out a little more, but I really enjoy going to Vegas. So hopefully the track conditions are good there, and we can have a good race. But yeah, it should be really fast and really fun. So I'd say out of the 3, definitely got my eye on Vegas, but either way, just got to focus on taking advantage of our point situation and not trying to be a hero, trying to make a desperation move to try to lock yourself in. Just sometimes you got to take it 1 week at a time and do what you can to advance.
Yeah, I just mentioned to Jimmy Cocker a moment ago that I would love to see the Martinsville race ran at night. You know what? Homestead, it's traditionally run as a transition race, a day and the night. We could do the same thing at Vegas and Martinsville. All 3 tracks have lights. How about a round of 8 under the lights? That would be absolutely amazing before getting to Phoenix. And you know what? That track has lights too, so why not? But man, you came into tonight's race 10 points over James Holzer. Holzer not here this evening, so no chance for him to even fight for the additional championship points that you just mentioned. So that's going to pad your lead going into the round of 8 even more. I definitely wish you a whole lot of luck, Andrew. Congratulations on the W this evening. 6th on the season so far. Any quick friends, family, sponsors you want to get out, sir?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely, as the others said, thank you to you for putting on the broadcast and working hard at that every week. Puts on a great show for everyone to watch, and thanks to the admins and everyone that works hard to put the league on. Thanks to everybody over at Nexus Esports for keeping me on board. Thanks to my teammates over at Nitro Motorsports, and I just want to shout out Riley for I don't know if it's his first top 5 in this league or in this season, but definitely one of his better finishes for sure, and he had a tough start to the race with some kind of problem and kept his head down and recovered and got a 4th place finish there. So congratulations to him, and even want to go back, like you and Jimmy discussed, and just shout out Brody. Yeah, I was really impressed with the speed that he showed tonight, and thought he did a great job there. Just had a little bit of tough luck or made a mistake, and just want to let him know that his speed was definitely seen, and from a competitor's standpoint, and I hope that he is proud of what he showed and keeps his head up, and tries to carry that momentum that he has in the next few races, because sometimes you feel like you have a chance to get a good finish or a win, and something happens and it's easy to get down about it. So hopefully he doesn't struggle with that, and he keeps it up and has some good finishes.
Absolutely. With the speed that Brody Falker showed in a round of 16, I'm not only looking forward to what he's capable of doing in the next 4 races, but going into season 3 as well, which all the details have not been hammered out as of yet. But I'm looking forward to Brody coming back next year if he chooses to do so, and shows that competitive fire that he had all through the first round. Congratulations one more time, Andrew. This Roval race absolutely belonged to you from start to finish, and we'll see you at Vegas.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You got it. All right, guys, that is going to go ahead and wrap up the Shake and Bake iRacing Cup Series from the Charlotte Roval. A lot of fun. 49 laps in the books when it's all said and done. Andrew Wisdom starts on pole, finishes on pole, fastest in practice as well. He's going to call it a night, and so are we. We will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. It's going to be a lot of fun. 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Be there or be square. Have a great night, everyone. We'll see you then.